Welcome to the Awakened Collective, where we explore the topics of love, spiritual consciousness, and our divine purpose on this planet. Join us as we uncover the truth that our thoughts shape our reality. Welcome to the Awakened Collective. I am Rick Gregory, and it's a pleasure to be with you this evening. And a special thank you to Audio Alchemy Productions and Daniel Anderson for allowing us to get our messages out. Thank you, Danny. And as always, I want to remind you that you are the divine extension of your Creator's love on this planet. You have never been separated from your Creator, not for a nanosecond, and we have never, ever been separated from one another. Again, I have a very special guest tonight, and I'm really excited to introduce this guest. But I wanted to start with reading something from one of her several books that she's written. And she has a new book that just came out. And this is a book called It's Time to Believe in Yourself. And it's 365 days of readings and writings. And today, if we follow the calendar, is day 96. And this is what our guest has written. Change your words today. Change your mindset today. Change your thoughts today. When speaking with criticism to others or yourself, you set a negative tone in your energy and vibration and get more of that back on your path. Start speaking with love, compassion, and appreciation to yourself and others. Say positive, encouraging, supportive, and loving words to everyone, including yourself. When you change your words, you change your path, your energy, and vibration. You change your life. And I could not agree with her more on that. Our special guest this evening is author, life coach, Tammy O'Brien. She is, I can call her my friend now. We are a fellow traveler on a profound spiritual journey, as are many of you. Her awakening has led her down a path of self-discovery, transformation. Her story, which I have had the honor and privilege of hearing some of, is a testament to the power of God within all of us by whatever name you choose to call God, to bring about a spiritual awakening. And as a life coach, I know that her insights and her wisdom are invaluable to anyone seeking inspiration and guidance along their own journey of transformation. So I am thrilled to have her join us this evening and to share her story. Welcome, Tammy.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the show. I love it. It's the first time I've ever been live on anything. Yeah,
It's so good to have you here. I
exciting.
so
Yeah.
enjoyed talking with you a few weeks ago. I think we talked for over an hour. It just went by
Yeah.
like that. You know, it was amazing how on the same path we are, and many are, and it's so exciting. So I mentioned to you earlier that kind of in the rooms of recovery, which I am a part of, that started my whole spiritual journey of waking up, we often ask folks to share, what it was like for them, what happened, and what it's like now. And I was thinking the same along our spiritual journey. So, how did you get to where you are today in your spiritual awareness and how you see life and the world today? And how did that all start? And just tell us about Tammy.
Okay. Uh, well, it was definitely not an easy path. I didn't choose a easy life for me to come into, that's for sure. Started off, we have to have these challenges in our life to evolve us forward into a path of healing and a path of knowing who we are. So my spiritual journey kind of happened when I was in a narcissistic relationship. Uh, Back in 2015 to 2020, I met my karmic relationship, and at the time I didn't realize it, right? So I didn't even know what narcissism was. But I had, prior to that, 2 marriages, toxic relationships, healthy. There was some good parts about everything. I have 2 children and grandchildren now out of my marriages and my relationships, but there was the challenges in those as well. And along the way, it was moving forward into each path that I was drawn to. My first marriage, I had my children, and I was young when I got married. I had my kids young. Then that marriage ended as someone else came into my life and pulled me into another relationship and into another marriage, which he helped me raise my children and gave me all these experiences on that path as well. I was with him for 13 years and again felt very pulled to him, but we're always sparked to walk our path, right? So when change comes, we have to change. And then the next relationship came along and I ended that marriage. And then I started another one, which was this narcissistic relationship that I started. But I never healed from anything on my way. I never looked at myself. I hurt so many people along my way, and I was hurt on my way. It was just one relationship after another. And each relationship I left everything behind. I didn't take anything with me. It was like I'm shedding that relationship and I'm moving on to this one, and I started another life. And then the next relationship, I left everything behind. I didn't take anything with me and I started another life. Same with this last relationship of 5 years that I was in. It was narcissistic, and I didn't know what the word narcissism was. You hear that word, people say it, but really, do they know what it means? Until they're actually in a relationship with a narcissist, you don't know what it means. You never feel like you can make that person happy. And I feel like I was trying to make that person happy. I was trying to fit into his life so that he would love me more and that I would get more love from him if I changed myself, if I did something differently in my life. I was always trying to fit into his life instead of fitting into my own life and my own path. And I started my spiritual awakening, as I look back, started back in that relationship, because that's when I started being creative. My art, I'm an artist, and I started painting and I started pouring my love into that artwork and pouring myself into that. And it was kind of healing me, and it was helping me see who I am as an artist. But the relationship got worse and worse as it went on, the fights and the arguments. And I lost myself in that relationship, like totally didn't know who I was anymore. And I was being so hurt that you didn't know what to do. You kind of lost faith in life. You lost faith in your life. And then near the end, in December of 2020 or 2019, I couldn't take it anymore. And my anxiety was just ramping up, and it was just getting worse and worse. And the universe, now I know the universe is telling me, you have to get out of here. You have to leave this person. And January of 07 or January 7th of 2020, it was kind of like, I have to get out of here. I can't do it anymore. And as soon as I said that, and I also prayed to God, I said, I need help and I need to get out of here. Help me move forward. I remember saying those words. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. And I told him, I said, I'm done. I'm getting out. And as soon as I said that, and I looked online for an apartment because I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't even know if I could afford my life. I was so afraid. And I'd never been on my own before in my life, ever, in my whole life. And I had to look at myself. I'm like, okay, I need to choose me. I can't choose him anymore. He's not doing anything to help me or himself. And as soon as I said it, I'm leaving, this apartment that I'm living in right now showed up. Everything was in it. I didn't have to take anything with me. I could just leave, and it was ready the same day. The same day. I didn't even have to bring toilet paper. Honestly, there was everything here. And the woman who was renting the place, it was winter, so I didn't know snow was everywhere, but when everything melted, there was Buddhas all lined up the driveway.
Wow.
And wind chimes and everything. It was just like a spiritual sanctuary for me to start my healing journey. And my mom helped me out. She gave me the money to move in here. And she says, as long as you're not going back to that man, I will give you the money. And I said, I'm never going back. I can't. I
Yay,
have
mom.
to. It's me now. Otherwise, someone's going to die. And I knew that. I'm like, I felt like I was going to either be killed or killed. Not that many people in my life know that, but it was getting physical and it was scary.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I left and moved in here, and it was just like, I'm afraid. I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, what the future brings, but I'm safe here, and I know I can be safe. So as soon as you start have the intentions of changing your life, you start attracting those things that you
Mhm.
need in order to help you. So the spiritual mentors started showing up uh, on my Facebook newsfeed. I don't even know how I found them. They just found me. And I connected with an old friend. She was going through the same kind of things, narcissistic relationship, trying to better her life, and she needed a friend. So I contacted her. We kind of hung out for a couple months, and we're having a good time. But I really wasn't looking at myself at that point in time. But then March, COVID came, 2020, and I'm like, oh my God, now I have to. What am I going to do? I have to basically look at myself and do some inner work, even though I didn't know that. But when those mentors started showing up, I knew I had to start healing. And they were telling me things that in these videos, the one lady, I don't know if you know who she is. Her name is, what's her name? Dr. Shafali. Sorry, I have her book.
Yes.
Dr. Shafali. She went live every day for like 40 days during COVID. And she changed my life. She started my journey.
Mm.
And she helped us through the COVID and helped us know why it's happening and what we have to do in order to not be afraid, not be take our power back, right, and love ourselves and heal. And so she really was the start of my journey, and she really helped me see a lot of who I was inside. And then Abraham Hicks came to me. I don't know, she's a pretty famous person, but I followed her very deeply and intensely for about a year and a half. And I learned what the law of attraction was, and I learned how to use it. And I learned she would be asked a question at people from the hot seat, and I'd be giving the answers back because I knew what she would say almost.
Mhm.
That's how much I was absorbing this energy, right? Listening to her every day. And then there was Jesus. He started coming into my life as well. I started walking every day, and that was the best thing I could do to get outside of nature and start walking every day. And when I did, I started receiving messages. I started feeling better. My mind, body, and soul started becoming in alignment, and I started to feel so good. And then Jesus started talking to me. I felt like, follow me, I'm the way. And when I was walking, I was like, what does this mean? I don't understand. And this was 6 months into my awakening, and I'm just like, what does follow me mean? Who is this? And then finally a message, Jesus message, came through my Facebook again, and it's follow me. And I'm like, that's who it is. And once I acknowledged it, then I started receiving more messages and started receiving more insights and stuff like that. And more stuff started coming to me. And it was like, wow, this is so beautiful. But I was just like, at 6 months in, I was like feeling on top of the world. And I said, I want everyone to feel like this. I need to tell everybody. I need to show everybody. I feel wonderful, and everybody in the world needs to feel this way.
That's it, and I can totally relate to that, and
Yeah.
the feeling of, how can I make that happen? And it's like, no one could make it happen for me.
No,
It had to evolve, and like some of the things you said, when it made me think of the phrase, "When the student's ready, the teacher appears."
exactly.
And it was, 2019 for me as well, when I realized that I was gonna die. Glenn and I were gonna die continuing to drink, and,
Mhm.
that brought us into, the rooms of recovery, and which took a little while to even be able to function for, months, I think, before I even started feeling somewhat normal again, and like you said, then COVID hit, and that's when I started walking, it's like, it just there's too
Yeah,
many similarities,
yeah, and
and my
I'm
son handed me a book,
yep.
and it's the intention. I had the intention of being done with the way I was living and wanting a change, and it's the universe shows up when that intention arises, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The universe does like it matches your vibration and your intentions and your focus, right? So we manifest what we want by our focus and intentions, and we bring it in with our vibration. So when you have that intention to change your life, the universe is like excited for you. Your guides, everybody is like, "Whoa, she's waking up. Let's help her. That she wants help.
Yes.
Let's bring all the tools in that she needs and let her resonate with what she wants." So yeah, and then it becomes quite addicting as well. Once you start healing and you love the feeling that you're having, it's like a high, and you're like, please send me more because I'm appreciating my life. I'm loving my life. I love the people around me. And I'm loving what I'm doing. I'm creating artwork at this time. I'm walking. It's COVID time for me, but it was just like that was honestly the best time of my life. I know a lot of people say it was the worst time, but truly, if you did the inner work and you started looking at yourself and seeing who you were and why you're here, you changed your life during
Yes.
that time.
Yeah.
COVID was so beneficial for me, and probably for a lot of people, but some people looked at it in the negative way, and they still are. But it changed a lot of people's life, and that's what its purpose was for. And I worked in a nursing home, so I look after old people. So I'm always giving and giving and giving to them as well. So it was like I was still working during COVID, but I still had the time to I made time for myself and I was productive. I was creative. I then about a year once I knew Abraham Hicks's messages and stuff like that, I started and I said I wanted to tell the world about this. I wanted everyone to feel this way. One day in the shower, I was inspired. It was, I can't remember when, but probably October of 20, what year is it? 2021. I was inspired in the shower you need to make a group. I'm like, okay, I can make a group. And I don't know what I'm going to share in this group, but I'll share Abraham's messages. That's what I thought it was going to be, right? And then I was like, what am I going to name this group? What is it going to be called? And then again, inspired in the shower, it's time to believe in yourself. I'm like, that's a really good name. I love it. So I created the group and started posting a few memes and stuff because I firstly wasn't receiving messages at that point, but like the ones I was receiving some, but not the way I am now. And the group just snowballed. It grew and grew and grew and grew. Like, I mean, in a couple of months, there was a few thousand people in there, and I'm just like,
Mhm.
wow. And I'm just posting some inspiring things, and I was also journaling every day. One thing my dad told me once left my relationship and was starting to heal because he's also in the program, the AA program, and he's helping so many people as well change their life. He's a light worker just as I am, and he says to me, he's in Florida at the time when this happened, but he says to me, start journaling, write down your day every day. And I said, okay. And I did. I wrote every day for 2 years in this journal. And it changed my life because now I'm reflecting on all the positive things in my life. I'm seeing and all the good things around me. I always call this my appreciation journal. And I start my day, my writing up. I appreciate my day. Thank you so much for all that I've received. And I also end my journal like that as well. And it helped me to start writing. And
Sure.
then my messages started transforming into divine messages. I started automatic writing and channeling. So, like it was a channeled message. You would get a sentence and then you'd write the sentence, and then all of a sudden it all pour out, right? And you get all this wisdom and inspiration and
Mhm.
uplifting messages that helped me so much and helped so many other people. So Then I started posting those in the group, those kind of messages, and then it kept growing and growing. And it grew for 2 years to 50,000 people.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, little old me. I'm just Joe Blow here, a 50,000 member group. And I'm writing spiritual messages every day for these people to help them heal and help them become who they truly are meant to be. It was such an inspiring group. Um, Unfortunately, I'm locked out of that group and I can't access it anymore as of this December. So it was meant to end. So, but yeah, the book is now inspired off of that group because that group changed my whole entire
Yep.
life. That group was made for me, but it was also made for you guys, everyone, because the message that I received helped transform my life into the person I am today so that I can help people on a higher level with my light and energy. And it also woke me up to who I am as a spiritual teacher, a mentor, a person that's awakened, enlightened, let's put it that way.
Yes.
I don't like to label myself, but I'm at a higher level and I'm here to be in service of God and in service of others to help them heal, understand why they're here, and know where they're going forward to.
Yep. Yep. You
Yeah.
know, when I first going back to 2019, when we got sober, I really wanted to lose weight.
Mhm.
And I was getting ready to retire. So a lot of things were ending and coming
Mhm.
together. And I lost 85 pounds. That started with walking during COVID.
Yeah.
And I had this desire too to just somehow, I was helping folks in recovery. I had sponsees and things like that. And I came my first idea for a group, because I had just retired and wanted people to know that it was never too late to start living their best life. That I thought, well, retiree first, it was retirees on the run. That was that we were going to keep going. And, that's how it kind of just kept morphing into something else. It was like the deeper the work that went on in me. And like you said, as I started to do reading, I've read more books in the last 3 years than I have, well, 5 years now, than I have my entire life, and just hungering for truth and attracted to that, and seeing the changes, like you said, it was making in me when I go to post things and I'm able to reflect on something I'm posting and I write about it. By the time I am done, with my weekly posts, like you said, I have changed. And the more I stay in that place, the more I see, it's amazing to me. It really is amazing how it changes us. Helping other people changes us.
Does. It truly does. It when more we give, the more we receive.
Mhm.
And it feels so good and gratifying to help another person see the light that they have inside of themselves. Like just today, I've posted a couple of things. I'm starting asking questions now in my posts, and it's like, what do you have anything negative around you? Well, three people said something about their body and something about self-doubt, and and I'm inspired when I see those things. The words just pour out, and I gave them a nice message about their body image, and it's like, you are a reflection of your inside. If you don't love yourself on the inside, how are you going to you're not going to see that love in a reflection of your mirror. You're going to see that ugliness that you're seeing instead of that love. We
Yeah,
have to change, and we have to really live from the inside
it
out.
is. It's an inside
And
job.
the whole world right now is living from the outside in, and it's backwards, and I'm teaching people to live from the inside out. I did
Yes.
write a message just before we came on here that's stating something about that. I'd like to read it after a
Yeah.
bit, but maybe before we end. But yeah, it's so rewarding to be in service, and it's so uplifting, and it raises our vibration. And that's what we're here to do:
Mhm.
rise our vibration and live in love, live in peace, live in happiness inside. And we're here to heal our soul, evolve our soul. So
Yeah.
everything that's happened to us over our life, everything has been for us. Everything is for us, not against us. The universe is never against us, it's always for us. And it gives us everything we need. Every person that shows up in your life, every situation that shows up in your life is for you to learn and grow from
Mhm.
and to embrace, forgive, accept, let go. and move forward.
It's like too simple.
It,
It is just so simple
it
that
truly is.
we've been looking externally for all of our answers.
Yeah,
It's
it's
what
truly it's
led
all.
me to alcoholism,
Yeah.
trying to find something on the outside to make my insides feel better when the answer was inside all along. And you've mentioned
And
the word vibration several times, and I wanted to touch on that because I
mhm,
know some of my folks, people that I know, when you talk about raising your vibration, they get a little, the context of it, brings up maybe some memories of weird things. It's like,
mhm,
that's all we are, is vibrate. I mean,
yeah.
put your hand under a microscope and look at the particles and subatomic particles and molecules and
Mhm.
dancing around. We are all vibration. And like you mentioned, people were talking about, having negative thoughts about themselves, and the law of attraction, and what we say in the beginning of this podcast, that it's our thoughts that shape our reality. It's all about vibration.
Yeah, it is. Our mindset is our most important thing in our life. And I say that in the beginning of that book, that It's Time to Believe in Yourself book, The Pathway Home. Our mindset is the most important thing in our life, and people abuse it. They don't even want to look at it. And I'm
Yep.
like, it runs your whole entire life. It creates your whole entire life. It should be the most important thing that you look at every day. Your
Yep.
vibration and energy should be the most important thing that you put first.
Everything
Because
that's created was created by thought. I mean,
that's
look
right.
at around you. Everything that we see
Yeah.
started in the unseen place of thought,
Yeah. And we're
including
all
us.
energy. We're all energy. Yeah.
So true.
We need to look after our mind now, in our heart space. We have to open up our heart to love, because we are that. We are love, and we are the energy of God. We are God, and we are that energy. We have to align with it, and we have to look at our life through the eyes of God. And when you start doing that, you change your life.
Mhm.
You start seeing beauty everywhere instead of ugliness, instead of fear, instead of anger and war. Like, stop looking at the TV. That's another thing. People, turn off the news.
Yeah.
I can't enforce that enough. We got to stop looking at these distractions. Everything outside of us is a distraction from our inner work. They're
Mhm.
trying to take us away from who we truly are, and there's still fear in us. And we are a powerful being of light and love. We have to step in our power now. It's time. And we want to shift the world into a new place. We have to align with that new earth energy that's coming for us. We have to be that energy in order to attract that energy here. We can't keep doing the same thing and get something different,
Yep.
because getting the same thing is going to get us the same thing over and over again.
Mhm. We
It's a
call that the
pattern that we
definition
have to break.
we call that the definition of insanity,
It
doing the
is,
same
and it's,
thing
I say
over and over.
we're on a merry-go-round, and it's time to get off the
Yeah.
merry-go-round. Stop it and leave. I'm like, I'm done. I'm dizzy. Get me off.
I posted a picture once on Facebook of a carousel with one of the horses just flying off the carousel.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
feel that. I think that too. I'm like, I'm gonna fly off this merry-go-round so I can go somewhere else.
yeah,
You know, it's truly, we our thoughts keep going around in fear and allowing other people to control our lives. It's like, no one in this world is allowed to control my life anywhere. I'm in control of me.
yeah,
It's my path, my experiences. I choose how I want to look at them and perceive them.
yep,
And I'm looking at the good in my life, the beauty that's around me, and I have so much of it. I appreciate my whole entire life because I've attracted it all and I've created it all. So it's mine, and I
yep.
need to own it.
The
Yeah,
only thing we can, really, I mean, we're so busy and we spend so much energy trying to control external things,
that's
people,
right.
places, and things, when that energy we could be using to do the work on ourselves, and to focus on ourselves, and to, like you said, though, that's where the answer is. It's within us,
It
and
is.
that's, we are able to control our
Mhm.
thinking, and our thinking changes the way that we see the world, we see ourselves. It's
Yeah.
it's just it's so simple that we've missed it.
And we're always looking for someone else to lead our life, like a leader, a
Mhm.
president or someone. I'm like, they can't even lead their own life. So why would you want them to lead your life? Why they can't? They're not a spiritually awakened person. They shouldn't be leading anything.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Just saying is that we're all looking outwardly for someone to change the world, and it's not something we have to go out and do. It's something we have to be and become.
Yeah.
We have to become that energy that we want to be and see around us. If you want peace, become it. If you want love, become it. If you want freedom, become it. Know that you are it.
Be the change you want
We
to
have
see
to
in
be
the
the
world.
change. And that's how we change the world. If everyone started looking within themselves, starting aligning with love, starting let go of their ego and let going of their fear, the whole world has to change, because that's the way the energy is. That's the law of correspondence. What is within, we see on the outside.
Yeah.
And when we all start knowing who we are on the inside, we will align our whole world outside, and it will shift and change.
Mm-hmm.
It has to. Because
Absolutely.
that's the way God works. Yeah.
So tell us about your books. I know
My,
we talked a little bit about the one I read from. It's Time to
yeah,
Believe in Yourself, The
yeah.
Pathway Home.
This one here. Yeah.
I have it here too. So.
It's a beautiful book. It's colored book with my artwork. Some of my artwork here. I have that one. They're in the book. The one behind me is the first one I painted when I was on my spiritual awakening. When I first moved here in January, I couldn't paint for a little while, and a couple of weeks my mind wasn't clear enough to paint. So finally, the first painting that I painted when I was here was this one. I call it a new beginning. It's my new beginning of my life, and it inspired me to. It was the first painting I painted while I was single, while I was healing. So it was a start of a new journey, right? So, but this book here, I love. It's beautiful, and I got it professionally published. It was an experience that I had to experience.
As are all experiences.
Bit of a challenge and expensive. It did cost some money, and I was kind of disappointed in the price. It was quite high, but I love it. So I did republish it on Amazon, and I republished it with just the words, no color, no artwork. So it's a lot cheaper. It's only $30 on Amazon, and you can get it. It's available right now. I finished that one as well 2
I
days
have
ago
mine.
doing that. And the other one is It's Time to Believe in Yourself. It's the pathway to your true self. Now, again, that one, a lot of the messages were in the group. A lot of them were afterwards, but 365 messages again to help you. But those messages are a lot deeper and have a lot more wisdom in them, because the journey of those books is the journey of my awakening. So as I was going, I was writing the messages, and they were at the level that I was at. And I was receiving messages inspired by my higher self for almost all of the messages. But the ones that are in the next book, which when I was creating it, I'm like, well, these messages are just so much deeper. I just feel like they can help so many more people change their lives, align with who they are, love themselves, know why they're here, and understand who they are as a soul, and to change their lives, because that's what I'm here for. To change my life. I'm here to help you do the same thing. I'm also a life coach, which I enjoy one-on-one conversations with people. You get to hear my wisdom and knowledge directly. I can help you in the moment with what you're having problems with right now. I don't predict futures or anything. I help you with the now. I can see where you blocked yourself. I can see where you're stuck. I can, just by you telling me a little bit about what your problem is, I can feel your energy. I can see the truth that you're blocking. And that's my gift. It's just like I can help you unblock yourself, change your perspective, help you rise your vibration, give you the tools to rise your vibration. And you have to do the work though, but I can help you and inspire you to do those things.
Yep. Yep. The work is theirs for sure, but
It is.
it
Yeah.
is. You have a gift, and you are a gift. And I'm going to be putting up, before we end too, I'll be putting up your links to your website and your Facebook page. So
Thank you. Yeah. I think you have 2 links to my books too, right? Maybe they're both on Amazon anyways. If anybody wants to order them, they're both on Amazon right now. Plus the 2 other books I have this other book that I've created. It's Words of the Divine. spiritual book of quotes of life, love, light, and truth. And this is just a cute colored version of a book. It has these are just short messages of my spiritual messages. So like step
And that's
on.
all your artwork too in there?
No, it's not my artwork in here, but they are beautiful pictures that I've
Mm.
created. Canva app is beautiful. I love it.
I use it all the time.
I use it almost every day. Step on that higher path of truth and align with all that is yours. Align with your highest self and watch your life shift into something amazing. This is one of
Mm,
the quotes in there. We don't know, we don't have to know the path or where our lives lead, but we have to lead with love, with surrender to faith and surrender to faith. Just beautiful, inspiring messages, right? So
I love it.
this book here, you can use it daily or you can open it up. What do I need to hear today? And
I
read it,
like that too.
right? And that's
Yes.
just like, I've done that so many times to people on calls. It's just like I've opened the book and it's like it's a message that we were just talking about and you need to hear this, right? So it's really a divine, they're both divine books. They're
Yes.
very timeless messages. You can use them at any time of your life. They're for everybody because everybody needs to heal. And everybody needs to love themselves and everybody needs to know their truth.
I couldn't agree
Yeah.
with you more. And
Yeah.
I hope folks reach out and get those. And actually, if you will send me, if you've got the link, send them to me and I'll put them in the, for the books themselves.
Yeah.
And we'll put them in the comment of this post on Facebook.
Okay, that would be great. Yes.
So it's time to believe in yourself. The first one is the pathway home. And the second one is what? I don't have that in front of me, Tammy.
The pathway to your true self.
The pathway to your true self.
Yeah.
So get a copy of those. They are wonderful. And you had something you wanted to read, you said.
I do. I kind of read, was inspired to write something just for like an ending message for everybody here.
Would love to hear it.
I wrote it down here, so remind me I'm reading it. Live from the inside out. Transforming into your true self requires dedication to heal, to let go, and to release. It will help you to transform and attract all that is for your highest good. It will allow you to see the truth of who you really are, love and God. You have the freedom to choose how you see your life, through God or through the ego. Living from ego is living from the outside in. Living through God is living from the inside out. Living from the inside out is living the way, allowing God to lead you. This takes surrender to control this surrender of control. This takes faith and trust. You allow life to come to you and you show up every day to serve the light, to serve your highest path, to serve others, and to keep your energy and vibration high. We are always choosing our light, our truth, our love over everything else. We see the highest perspective. We see the light that is within ourselves, others, and the world around us. We don't allow the ego, the darkness, the outside world to trigger us anymore because we know everything has its purpose for us and everyone has their own unique path and lessons to experience just as we do. We accept, we allow, we love, we align and with the way of God. God believes in us. God loves us, blesses us, and supports us. It's time we do too.
Mm, thank you for that.
Yeah.
As you were sharing that, I was thinking, about surrender.
Mm-hmm.
It took a lot of suffering for me to finally surrender. And I understand today that the suffering is optional. It's not a requirement.
That's right. It is. But
Um,
it kind of helps us to see who we're not, right? When we're
yes.
suffering, but we don't have to live there.
Yeah.
We have to feel it and then move on and learn from it all.
And I
Yeah.
see, as I'm sure you do, how every experience has worked together for our
Yes.
good
Yes.
somehow.
Yeah. My second book that I dedicated it to my family and friends and my support, right? I said, if it wasn't for my family showing up for me when they did, my friends, my soulmates, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hmm.
They hurt me and I hurt them. I triggered them. They triggered me. Sorry. And, it was all a cycle of love and light. And it's all for us to change into the person that we're meant to be
Yep.
as we move forward.
Yep. I like to say life is happening for me, not to me.
It is. It is. What am I learning from this situation? What is it showing me, right? Everyone that comes into your life, it's like, okay, this person is coming here for some reason. What is it? Good thing, bad thing? Am I learning from it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what a miracle just to even be in a place where you're aware enough to ask the question.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is this? What am I to see in this? That if we
And
could
that's
just get that, I would
that's
be
a big
much further along.
yeah, that's a big key as well, is living in awareness of what life is and why you're here, right? So it's awareness of everything around you and what is it doing for you, right? What is it showing you? When we live in that awareness, we're living consciously, we're living purposely,
Yes.
deliberately. Like
Awareness is
Abraham Hicks teaches us to live deliberately, live on purpose, live purposely.
yes.
Create and manifest your life on purpose, not by unconsciously.
Yes. I've done enough things unconsciously.
Exactly. We all have. We all have. But
Tammy, thank you. Oh,
we're moving forward into something better anyway. So
yes, we are. And,
yeah,
we've come a ways, but we've got a ways to go, but we're headed in the right direction, my
we,
friend. I'm so
we
glad to
sure.
be on this journey with you.
Yes. Thank you for having me on the show. I really loved speaking and telling my story. I hope I helped anybody out there with my words. Thank
Well, you helped me, and I'm sure you helped others. Thank you so much for being
you.
here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Danny if he could put up the little page that I put together for Tammy's page. So these 2 books that we talked about. It's Time to
Yeah.
Believe in Yourself, The Pathway Home, and It's Time to Believe in Yourself, The Path to Your Inner Self.
Yes.
And you
Beautiful.
can connect with Tammy. That's her it's www.itstimetobelieveinyourself.com is the webpage to reach out to her, and I would encourage you to do that. She is a big help and will help
Thank
you.
you.
And,
Yeah.
her Facebook link, it's facebook.com/tammy.young.167 if you're listening by podcast. And I don't know if they could just find you, Tammy, by looking you up Tammy O'Brien. That's how I
They
find
sure can. Yeah, they sure can. And those books you can look on Amazon, type in my name or It's Time to Believe in Yourself, and they will pop up there for you.
awesome.
Yeah. But we
I'm
can
going to get the second one. I appreciate you being here. This first book is amazing. I love it, and I do just what you said. I just pick it up and open up to a page and read it, and it's
awesome.
like water to my soul. Thank you
Awesome.
so
I love
much.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Danny, thank you. So you could reach out to us here as well at theawakencollective.org. Anything you'd ever want to know about us is on that webpage. We would love to hear from you. If you're struggling in any way, we are here to help.
Yes.
Please reach out. Please
Yes.
reach out and connect.
We
Because
don't need to struggle. We don't
nope,
need no, we don't need to struggle. There's lots of support out there for us.
we are all connected and we
Yeah.
are here for you, for one another.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you again to Danny Anderson and Audio Alchemy Productions. Thank you for your help, Danny, as always. And until next time, my friends, thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Love
you.
and kindness always.
Yes. Thank you.